Sean, it's really good to see you. Today we are breaking down 3 RMD changes for 2023. So there are some big changes with those required minimum distributions, rules that went into effect January 1st. So something that we've touched on with Secure Act 2.0 is that the starting age has increased again.
It has increased again. Let's back a truck up a little bit and talk about the first increase. For years, it was age 70 and a half. I don't know why the government chose a half a year, but at 70 and a half, we had to take our RMDs, or our required minimum distributions. Those, by the way, are simply what the government says we have to take out of our IRAs and our 401ks because we haven't yet paid taxes on them. The government needs their taxes. So at a certain age, they start saying, take that money out and pay us the taxes. So with the Secure Act of 2019, we brought it from 70 and a half up to age 72 because, of course, we're all living longer. And so the government allowed us to push that off a little bit. Now, Secure Act 2.0, which was just signed last December, that is now increased to age 73. So they're giving us another year. And Congress has decided that between now and 2033, it's going to increase again to age 75 about 10 years from now. So we now have longer to avoid paying those taxes and hopefully allow our money to grow a little bit more.
Mhm. Also, if you miss taking your RMD now, the penalty is lower. And this was a really steep penalty.
The penalty was crazy, Erin. The penalty prior to Secure Act 2.0 was 50%. So if you
Ouch.
did not get your RMD taken out in the year the government told you to do it, you had to pay a 50% penalty on the money you didn't take. That is huge. So they said, you know what, let's going to drop that down. So now it's half, 25% penalty if you miss your RMD. So that's much better.
hmm Okay. And third here, there are some real complicated changes to inherited accounts, separate rules for IRAs inherited before 2020 and those inherited after 2020. What do I need to know?
So essentially, we used to have what was called a multi-generational IRA. If
hmm
you left your IRA money, or your 401k money for that matter, to your grandchild, to your son or your daughter, to a relative, they essentially had their entire lifetime to take that money out of that inherited IRA. Remember, each time they take money out of that IRA, they're going to pay taxes to Uncle Sam, but they had their lifetime to do it. So it wasn't a big tax consequence for the recipient of that IRA. Well, the Secure Act has changed that. They've shortened up that window significantly to it's now 10 years. Unless you're a spouse or another certain type of beneficiary, if you're a grandchild or a son or a daughter or a friend and you inherit an IRA, you now have 10 years to take the money out of that and pay taxes. So the big issue that we're seeing here is we're seeing a big transfer of wealth. A lot of people are passing on fairly large IRAs and 401ks to their children or grandchildren. We're also seeing, in many cases, those families being in their peak earning years. They're making a lot
Right.
of money. Now, faced with a 10-year window to take that money out, you're now pushing them up into higher tax brackets, and they're paying more on that inheritance now via taxes than they would have if they had taken it out over their lifetime.
hmm Yeah, some really significant changes here, Sean, and I'm sure it kind of underscores the importance of having conversations with professionals about strategic tax planning. So if somebody would like to have that conversation with you, what's the best way to reach you?
Absolutely. You can go right to our website, which is daviswealthmgmt.com. You can hit contact us there. You can put some time directly on my calendar, or always feel free to call us. That number is 603 715 2335.
All right, Sean, thank you.
Thanks, Erin.